to move out of the NBA and just kind of rant on the MLB here for a little bit. And I know Siege probably has a lot to add. Hopefully, has a lot to add. Aaron, you may have a couple points to put in here or there, but I just kind of want to rant for a little bit about how Rob Manfred is ruining baseball. He's absolutely killing baseball. Baseball will not exist in 20 plus years if Rob Manfred is still at the helm. This is absurd. He has done all this little shit here and there to try to make the game better, like making the bases bigger, or limiting position players from pitching, or disbanding the shift, or whatever the fuck he did with that. But the one thing he won't frickin' fix is the frickin' blackouts. Holy shit. That is the number one issue with baseball right now, is nobody can watch the freaking games. Every game is blacked out if you're in, unless you like are in a region with a team that's actually good, unlike the Kansas City Royals, where I can't watch a damn game even though I live in Oklahoma City, because the Royals market is like Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, Missouri. It's the entire fucking Midwest. I can't watch a damn baseball game. Like, holy shit, how have they not figured this out? The reason the game is dying, the reason the fan base is shrinking, is because no one can watch your product. How have they not fixed this yet? I'm sorry. I went off. Siege, can you explain any of this to me? Why are the things that are impacting the game in a negative light so much the stuff that the league seems to not want to fix?
Well, here's the issue. Baseball in general, it's all wrapped up in this mindset of, oh, it's America's pastime. And when you think of it like that, it's like there's no innovation. There's no young people coming up saying, oh, I want to work for the MLB, and I want to change things to make the MLB more marketable and more on social media. Like, the MLB in general is the worst sport that there is at marketing their own
Marketing
product.
is atrocious.
They don't
It's
allow
terrible.
it to be seen. They don't allow it to be seen, and I don't understand that. Like, all the clips of baseball that you get to see, you don't get to see any clips of the games that aren't shown on TV, or the games that are blacked out. We get to see freaking Fernando Tatis every single day, because that's the only game that's on, is the Padres and the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Literally the Padres, Dodgers, Yankees, and Astros. Those are the only four people we ever get to watch.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, you have to allow your whole product to be seen in order to keep the game around and keep the game growing. I mean, less and less young people have like different favorite players in the MLB. Like, when I was younger, my favorite baseball player ever was Pudge.
Mm-hmm.
Pudge Rodriguez. That was my favorite baseball player because, well, one, I lived in Texas at the time he was playing there, so I got to see him like when we would go to games, because I had season tickets back then when they were affordable, because it wasn't stupid. But like,
well, that's another thing. I'll get to that in a second. But continue.
Nowadays, I'm a pitching instructor, and I work with kids all the time. The only two players that kids name off as their favorite players are Fernando Tatis, Aaron Judge, and surprisingly, the last one is Manny Machado. I don't know why kids like Manny Machado, but they love Manny Machado.
Interesting.
But two players from the Padres. Those are the only people that kids even say anymore.
Yeah.
It's not like kids aren't saying like Trey Turner.
Yeah.
They aren't saying, oh, I really like Rafael Devers.
Right.
Because we in an area that Red Sox games don't really get played that much, which pisses me off because I'm a Red Sox fan. But they aren't saying like Jazz Chisholm. Jazz Chisholm is one of the most.
How? He is so fun to watch. Oh my gosh.
He's one of my favorite players right now, just because I like the way that he's integrating his personality and his style into the game, and they're trying to take that away from him as well. They're not allowing him to use certain gloves like
Let
this
the
ice cream
players
glove.
play.
It makes me mad. Like, let your game be integrated by young people that want to make a difference and actually make the game more fun to watch because of their personalities, as opposed to making the bases bigger, getting rid of the shift, and putting a 15-second pitch clock
Oh
on it.
yeah, don't get me started on the pitch clock. I think that's the stupidest out of all the innovations or whatever the fuck they want to call them that they've implemented. Back when I was working with the Oklahoma City Dodgers back in like 2019, 2018, whatever it was, the AAA had implemented the pitch clock. Every tour I gave in that damn stadium, I was telling them personally, I hate the fucking thing. I didn't say fucking because I had to be professional, obviously. It's the most unprofessional sports podcast in the world, may I add. So that's why I can say it here. But I was saying I hate the thing. I think it's stupid. There's no point for it. I mean, all it does is make the pitchers more nervous. I guess it improves hitting stats. I don't know what it does, but it doesn't. Speeding the game up's a stupid reason for doing that. That's their explanation for fucking everything. Is they just want to speed the game up because people are tired of seeing the games too long. They don't want to watch the damn game because it's too long. That's not what they want.
No,
Don't want to watch the
that's
game.
not it at all.
They don't watch the
Not at
game
all.
because you don't show the fucking game. It's not because it's too fucking long. So
That's
stop
the
with that
beauty of
shit.
baseball. That's the
Right.
beauty of baseball is we could have a 9-inning game where each pitcher throws a complete game, 100 pitches, and the game's like 2 hours long.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? Or
It
we could
can.
have a 15-inning game that's like 8 hours long, and it's the most beautiful thing in the world.
You know, one of my biggest memories growing up was that All Star game that went to like 22 innings or something like that. Do you remember what I'm talking about? It was in.
I
I think it was in New
don't
York.
think
I think it was the year Josh Hamilton won the home run derby. There was a
I don't know if I watched it.
the All Star game went like 20 plus innings. It was incredible to watch. And you know what I didn't think while I was watching that fucking game? I definitely didn't think, oh, this game's taking too long. They need to end this game, blah, blah, blah. No, that's not what I was thinking. I was thinking, gosh, dang, this is a great game. I love watching this. I get to see the best baseball players play at the highest level. And it actually matters. Like, they care enough about this game to go 20 plus innings in a
Well, that's
game
when they
that
had
doesn't seem to matter.
something to play for.
Right,
That's when they
yeah.
had something to play for, too.
Yeah.
Back
At that
whoever won the All-Star game got home field advantage in the
Yeah,
World Series.
exactly. At that time, the All Star game meant something. Uh, I
Okay. One more thing before we have to move on with time and stuff.
yeah
I think the one thing with the pitch clock that pisses me off, it's not like that necessarily the pitch clock that matters. It's imagine being a batter, and the new rule is you have to be in the box 8 seconds or with like 8 seconds left on the pitch clock or something like that.
right.
Imagine being a batter, you just took 95 like high cheese right below your chin, and you're like, oh, I almost just died. Oh,
Yeah,
I
almost
gotta
got your head taken off.
about 4 seconds. So let me regroup myself in 4 seconds before I have to see another 95 high cheese right below the chin. Like,
Hmm.
what do you like? How do you even? That pisses me off. But
Yeah, they're worrying about the wrong thing. That's the thing that upsets me the most. It's obvious what the problem is. How have you not fixed it? Aaron,
yeah, it's terrible marketing.
do you have anything to add, Aaron? Because like, I mean, we kind of nailed everything. The marketing seems to be the biggest issue.
Um, to me, it seems like, yeah. I mean, I'm not the biggest baseball fan. I pretty much only turn it on to watch the Royals, but
When you can actually
I can't
watch
even.
them.
I can't even watch them in Columbia.
Yeah.
So it's stupid that you can't watch games first of all, and it seems like they're having a trouble keeping baseball purist fans with the things that they're trying to change to quote unquote innovate, and they're not bringing in new fans
No,
because
they're
you
not.
can't see the games, they're not marketing it well, and I don't think a lot of people understand. I mean, baseball isn't the most exciting sport to the average person. There's not
Yeah.
big, collisions between people. So they're
It's
not
not a
doing a good job
continuous
of
thing.
marketing the skill that the players have, and that's your biggest asset is the players.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not letting them, show all their personality,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just a waste.
Yeah, some of the funniest commercials I've ever seen involve Royals players in random like Hy-Vee or Price Chopper commercials, which you won't see if you're not in Kansas City. But kids, if you're watching, go take a look at some of those different commercials with the Royals players. Like they're hilarious. They're obvious. Like most of them, they're not good actors. I'm not gonna lie to you and act like these baseball players are good actors. They're not. They're terrible. But that's what makes it funny. That's what makes it funny, is that they shouldn't be in these situations and you're looking at it like, oh, that's hilarious. That's marketing. That's how you market your fucking sport, is you put them on the fucking screen wherever they can be, like the NBA does, like the NFL does, like Hulu has live sports. Why the hell is Bryce Harper or Mike Trout or Juan Soto or Francisco Tatis? Like, why are none of those guys on these Hulu commercials? We've got Joel Embiid, we've got Damian Lillard, I think Tony Romo, I don't know who the fuck football players I've seen on there. But why is the MLB not marketing their players this way? Like, it baffles me. I don't understand, and it's a rant that I just wanted to get it off my chest. I know it maybe not be the most like exciting thing to talk about, but as a former baseball player, as a baseball fan, as a what I consider a baseball purist, it's something that's irritated me for years, and it seems like they continue. This year is one of the most obvious examples of this shit, where they changed 3 rules that seemingly don't impact shit. Make the bases bigger, implement pitch clocks, limit position players from pitching, disband the shift. Like, all this stuff that doesn't seem to fucking matter at the end of the day. That's not why people aren't watching your sport. People aren't watching your sport because they can't. You're not putting it anywhere. You're not marketing it. You're not showing it on television. That is the issue. Fix it. And it's just frustrating for me. So, that's all I have on that. I'm done ranting about Rob Manfred literally killing baseball in front of our eyes. Baseball won't be a sport in 20 years if Rob Manfred keeps running the shit the way he's running it. It's a tragedy. Growing up, all I aspired to be was a professional baseball player or a professional baseball coach or a general manager for a professional baseball team. And it seems like that industry is literally dying before my eyes at the age of 25. And it's a sad sight to see. So,